for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I gotta say is, who that? What up, what up, what up, what up? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And this is the State of the Saints podcast brought to you by MyBookie. Make sure that you download the MyBookie app today. You can take part in the $500 buy-in option. Bet up to $500 stress-free, right? Because you have a chance to be able to get your $500 back, right? You can bet on games like tonight between the Atlanta Falcons and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are favored in that game. If you feel like the Bills are going to cover, then go ahead and place your bets. If you feel like the Atlanta Falcons are going to cover, go ahead and place your bets at MyBookie. Use the promo code SAINTS. Promo code SAINTS. Good afternoon, Who Dat Nation. Good afternoon, sports fans. Look, it's been a rough couple hours. Of course, we're not fully at 24 hours just yet since the Saints fell to the New England Patriots 25-19. Pretty sure a lot of Saints fans are still upset about that and still frustrated at some of the things that took place on the field inside of the Caesars Superdome. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. This team, even though they're going through a rebuild, is frustrating because they're right in the thick of things. They're able to do a lot of things well, but it's unfortunate that they can't push the ball down the field. They can't convert when they push the ball down the field. They can't, they can't convert in the red zone. I think last week they were 0-3. Let me go ahead and pull up and make sure that I'm telling everybody right here, what they actually did on yesterday when it comes to the red zone. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. I just think that Saints fans are kind of frustrated at close but no cigars. The Saints were 1 of 2 in the red zone. All right. So over the last couple of weeks, they are a total of 1-5 in the red zone. 1-5 in the red zone. Can't cash it in. Cannot cash it in unless they using Taysom Hill or they're using some type of exotic play that just, most teams don't have to use in order for them to try to get into the end zone. Look, man, I watched the game yesterday just like everybody else, and I just have to say I just think that the New Orleans Saints defense, started to kind of turn it around a little bit too late. For the last 3 weeks, we've seen teams be able to score back-to-back touchdowns on their first 2 possessions, all right? So the team has 14 points in the first quarter more than likely. And now you're basically playing catch up, and you don't have an offense that can be able to go blow for blow, toe to toe with some of these offenses in the league. And I'm pretty sure looking at that game, the way that New England was kind of game planning for that game, you can clearly see that all they wanted to do was try to get a comfortable lead, maybe a double-digit lead on the Saints, and they knew that more than likely they weren't going to be able to come back. Look, I'm tired of these moral victories just like everybody else. I'm tired of the close but no cigars. And honestly, I probably would feel a lot better if the New Orleans Saints were just getting their behind whooped every single week. The fact that they're actually in these games and they're competitive, it just makes it even more frustrating when they lose. But, at the end of the day, I know that last episode, I got kind of mixed reviews on my thoughts and my stance on the team. And I'm just here to tell you, I apologize for absolutely nothing that I said on the last episode. look, I'm tired of sugarcoating. I'm not beating around the bush. You know, I try to keep it light, but you know, one thing that people aren't going to tell me that I don't understand football. I don't understand what I'm watching. See, I love the New Orleans Saints. Don't get me wrong. I've been watching this team since I was 4 years old, right? I dating back to about 1990, 91, as far as I can remember. Sitting on my grandmother's living room floor, listening to it on the radio because the games weren't on TV because the Saints were so trash that their games were not on television. All right. Once upon a time, no matter, you know, your team had to look like something in order for them to get a television feed. If they were trash, then you had to listen to them on the radio. And I used to listen to the Saints on the radio. Thus, the reason I tell people all the time, that's the reason I'm into the field that I'm in right now. I'm a radio broadcaster, general manager of a radio station. It's because I sat on that floor when I was a young kid listening to the great Jim Henderson and the late, great Hoagie Gajan giving color. And, you know, I look at this football team and I just got to say, man, you know, I'm tired of the moral victories. I'm tired of like watching this team just fumble all over itself. But like I said, people are not going to put me out there like I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, I may not be big potatoes like some of these other people, but that ain't on me. And you know, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the game. All right. And what I saw yesterday was a team that needs playmakers. Like people want to sit up here and talk about Spencer Rattler and talk about what he ain't doing. And oh man, you know, he ain't putting the team on his back. But look, the man is playing solid football. Like it's out of the realm of reality to have a quarterback that's just going to be dropping it in a bucket every single time. A wide receiver, a tight end, a running back has got to make a play. And the Saints playmakers, and I use that in air quotes, are not getting it done. And anybody that's telling you anything differently, trying to tell you about these moral victories like Blake Grupe kicking 4 field goals, like who gives a damn? Who gives a damn if Blake Grupe kicking 4 field goals if you still losing 25-19? I mean, what you know, if he kicking field goals and the Saints are scoring touchdowns, then that's a whole different story. But this is a guy who, okay, yeah, that's look at the bright side. There is no bright side in losing, right? When we start feeling comfortable with losing, that's when you really are a loser. I want the Saints to continue to improve, which we've seen, but at the same time, once again, if they were just getting the brakes beat off them, like the Jets be doing most of the time, then I can understand. But when you're actually close in this game and you actually have talent on your team, and the guys that you're relying on constantly to make plays aren't making plays, what you supposed to do with that? What you supposed to do with that? And all these people out here that's trying to go at Saints fans for looking at reality, like you get no stripes, you get no credit for just sitting up here having this false sense of reality about a football team when everybody clearly can see that the Saints aren't really that good. Like they say you are what your record says you are, no matter how hard you're fighting, that's just what it is. 1-5 is 1-5. Like we can talk about if Juwan Johnson would have caught the ball in week 1, if the Saints would have sustained a drive here, there, they could have been this, but they're not. They're not. After 6 games, the Saints are 1-5. This is their reality. And when if the Saints want to get back to playing some relevant football, some football where people can kind of feel like they actually are going to win a football game versus I just want to see them try, they got to revamp this wide receiver room. And I'm not talking about getting some guys that's on IR and hoping that they work out. I'm talking about a guy that can make an immediate impact on this football team. And right now, the New Orleans Saints don't have that. Red zone issues is because they don't have big targets to throw it to. They traded for Devon Vele at the beginning of the season. We're about 6 games into it, and this dude getting 1 catch a game. Like, what other catches coming from? Is it coming from Brandon Cooks, who's out there doing cardio? He might as well have a Fitbit watch on. Like, seriously, why aren't you using Devon Vele in the red zone? When clearly, if you go back and you watch the Denver Broncos game, most of the time when Sean Payton was utilizing him, he was utilizing him in the red zone because the guy is 6'5". Why are you trying to throw the guys that aren't going to come down with the football in a 50-50 situation? Why are you doing it? And honestly, I feel like it's wrong for us to even be asking these wide receivers to do something that they're not accustomed to doing. It's up to the New Orleans Saints to bring in guys that can match a certain makeup, that can be able to generate success in adverse situations. And the New Orleans Saints are sitting on their hands when it comes down to it, trying to keep everybody happy, trying to keep everybody morale high. If a guy is not getting it done, sit his behind on the bench and see what you actually have in some of these younger players. See what you actually can have in the Divine Bailey. Give him some more snaps. And also, when it comes to Chris Olave, look, I said this before. I'm going to say it again for people that may not have tuned in, never watched me, never checked it out. Dude is not a number one receiver. Very talented receiver, but not a number one receiver. It's clear. It is very, very clear that the concussions seem like they have gotten to this guy. I go back and I watch the game. I think that the dude got a serious case of the yips. A serious case of the yips. Because when I look at that play, when Spencer Rattler threw him the ball the right side in the end zone, the first thing he did was he looked at that cornerback. He looked at that cornerback. I don't know if he tried to see, like, what angle he was actually going to get this, but I really feel like this dude is in his head. Because Chris Olave, although I've always had this stance, he has always been a reliable pass catcher. Always. But it seems like he's dropping these passes because maybe, like I said, maybe there's that thought in the back of his head that, man, I don't survive this fall. Or, maybe the guy take my head off. I don't know what the heck is going on. But all I know is the dude is a shell of himself. Like I said, he never, in my opinion, has been that number one guy. But right now, it just looks like he's in his own head. And, like this ain't it. The Saints need a big body receiver. They need somebody that's going to get yards after the catch. For all those people out there that's talking about Spencer Rattler putting the ball right here, right there, up here, down here, let me tell y'all something. Sometimes a wide receiver has to make a catch. Did you see the catch that Tez Johnson caught off Baker Mayfield? Was it a drop it in a bucket type catch? No. The guy leaped out, had to make a pirouette in order for him to make this catch. Sometimes you just got to go out there and get it. You got to want it more than that guy that's guarding you. And I'm looking around and I'm looking at guys that I don't feel wanted. Going through the motions. The New Orleans Saints have to fix this. And you cannot fix this with a bunch of broke down lemons that's sitting in somebody's yard. Guys who have been on IR. Guys who, they good, but you'll never know because they'll probably play one game, have you all excited, and out for 5 weeks. Then you're looking for them. Oh, they're on IR. Then they get activated off IR. Then they ain't playing for another 2 weeks. Then you turn around like, dang, man, dude missed about 8-9 games. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's sad at this point, man. But look no further than Mickey Loomis messing up the salary cap. Now you got to go out here and go to the bargain center, go to Family Dollar, go to Dollar General, and hope that you find something that works just as good as you would at a main big-time manufacturer store. Like, I know people want to sit up here and make it seem like, oh, man, Spencer Rattler is the problem. That's just what it is. We get a better quarterback, we'll start winning some games. You can believe that if you want to. And this is also for all my people out there that just think that Tyler Shuck is, the next thing and we should go ahead and put him out there. Do y'all understand that Kellen Moore and his coaching staff drafted Tyler Shuck? Tyler Shuck's sitting on a bench. Basically, honestly, if we looking at this, in a grand scheme of things, Tyler Shuck sitting on a bench is a bad reflection, mostly on the coaching staff, because they devoted a second round pick to draft Tyler Shuck. They devoted a second round pick on Tyler Shuck, and he's sitting on a bench. This is making them look bad because everybody is saying, what are they saying now? They're saying, man, the Saints could have got somebody else with a second round pick instead of Tyler Shuck if he's sitting on a bench. So if this dude was good enough to play, if he could beat out Spencer Rattler, if he can give you something better than what Spencer Rattler is doing, why isn't he out there? But this is how some of you Saints fans' minds work. Get in where you fit in. And I don't care if I hurt your feelings. Everybody who is sitting on the bench, anybody that's around here underneath the table in the crevices, always better than what the starting rotation is. Now, I'm not going to hate on Danny Stutzman. I think that the guy is talented. Watched him all throughout the time he was at Oklahoma. Had over 100 tackles in his final year at Oklahoma. But what have you seen in an NFL uniform that tells you he's better than Pete Warner? What, some tweets? What, a guy that's kind of eccentric? But that's what we fall for. We look at these highlights and we look at these interviews and we fall in love with these characters. But that don't mean that it's going to translate to the field. Oh, he funny. Oh, he called himself the cracker with the juice. Like, come on, man. Like, who cares? You got people sitting up here, man, this dude, the next big thing. What proof do you have? What proof? He going to be better than Pete Warner and Demario Davis. What proof do you have? Why? Because he cut his mustache off? Why? Because he wears a sleeve on his arm or a headband or something that we like? Oh, he dressed to the nines. I promise you, some of y'all don't know nothing about football. Nothing. Like just pure emotion. Or, like little snippets of whoever you listen to every single day. Don't go back and look at no all 22. Don't know 11 personnel from LPNL. But want to sit up here and talk about, man, I know what it takes for the team to win. Never caught a pass in your life. Couldn't throw a party for your kids. Couldn't catch a cold in 40 below. Couldn't block somebody on Twitter. But at the end of the day, all I got to say is this team needs to change some things up. And these players that they're relying on consistently need to step it up. Anybody telling you different is wrong. I don't care about what Blake Grupe did. I don't. I don't care about, such and such, was whiffing on blocks last week and he did good this week. That means he's inconsistent. That means he's inconsistent. Can we get some consistency? Because if I'm looking and hoping and praying that you can actually get it right from week to week, then that means that more than likely you don't have it. Looking at guys like Juwan Johnson, who has constantly fumbled the bag in big-time situations. But what does he get? He gets a contract extension. You're not about to tell me that you couldn't find a better tight end that will come down with a football consistently and that will fight for extra yards better than Juwan Johnson. But this is what the Saints do. They love players. They devote themselves to the players. And they look at them from a family-oriented standpoint and not looking at what the production is on the field. And that's the reason why teams like Tampa running laps around them. That's the reason why these other teams in the NFC are getting it right and the Saints somewhere trying to hold hands and saying kumbaya and say we are the world. It's a business at the end of the day. What are you doing on the field to produce and generate results is the question. Enough of this, he trying hard. I try hard every day. When I wake up in the morning, I try hard for my family. I go out here and I go to work. I try as hard as I can. But guess what? Nobody cares if the light bill due and I ain't got the money for it. Nobody cares I ain't got the car note money or the mortgage money. Nobody cares. What are you doing to generate results is the question. Let me go to the comments, man. Let me go to the comments. We don't have a dog in the receiver room. Don't forget Olave was never a true number one. D.A. Forsdad, out of spite for Mike T. He's a mid-route receiver that can find the cushion in the defense. Talented guy. I promise you. Talented guy. Go to the right situation. He might even look like a number one. But what the Saints need, here's the thing. How many of us been with somebody dating them, right? Good person. But we realize that, man, they're a good person, but they're not the right person for me. That is what I feel when it comes to Chris Olave. Chris Olave is a talented guy. He can go to another team. Like Baltimore. He can go to Baltimore. He'll eat. Because the way that Baltimore is structured, that's how his bread can be buttered. Like, seriously, he would thrive in a place like Baltimore. But in a place like New Orleans, they need something bigger than what Chris Olave can offer. Not saying like he's terrible, because he's not. He's not terrible. But what the Saints need at the number one is much different than what Chris Olave can offer. Good, like I say, good person, just not the right fit. Just not the right fit. You need guys that can get that yards after the catch. If the Saints had wide receivers that can get yards after the catch, trust and believe we would not be having a conversation. Not one conversation about is Spencer Rattler the guy? Can Spencer Rattler get it done? I guarantee you. I said this on social media, and I'm going to say it here for those that don't be on social media like that. If the Saints get some dogs, get some guys that can get yards after the catch, I guarantee you, the way that some of these people look at Spencer Rattler going to be quiet as church mice. Because it was quiet as church mice last week when he won his first game. I ain't hear none of that energy. I ain't see none of that energy. I ain't see none of the smoke. Now all of a sudden y'all won't come out the trees. Nice, keep it 100. Keep it 100 every single week in wins and defeat. Because now I just feel like you're just talking. Don't know anything about the quarterback position. They got elite quarterbacks. I told y'all this on the last episode. Go back, be kind and rewind if you ain't check it out. There's elite quarterbacks that no matter what situation you put them in, they'll find a way to thrive. Why? Because they're elite. There's only a handful of elite quarterbacks in the NFL that will make a wide receiver better by just them being there. You see it in Pittsburgh right now with Aaron Rodgers. You see it. Look at they got DK Metcalf and a bunch of Jag guys, and they 4-1 right now. You got the Kansas City Chiefs, even though Hollywood Brown decent, Xavier Word is decent, but they on a smaller tip. And then you got Juju Smith-Schuster out there eating. You got Tyquan Thornton out there eating as a deep threat. Juju, Tyquan Thornton, they go to any other team, they not finding no success unless they align themselves with a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen. That's the reality of the thing. You have other quarterbacks that are solid. You put a team around them, and guess what? They're going to thrive. Here's the thing. Everybody that's rooting for this team probably grew up in a Drew Brees, Sean Payton era, where Drew Brees just rose above situations. So now you feel like that is how the quarterback position needs to be looked at. But Drew Brees was an outlier. Drew Brees was arguably the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Statistically, he is. When it comes to the marksmanship, 70% completion percentage. Second all-time in passing yards. More than likely probably going to be third because Aaron Rodgers is going to pass him up. But all I'm saying is we are blinded by what Drew Brees was. And now we think, oh, man, quarterbacks play like that all the time. Hell no, they do not. Drew Breeses don't grow on trees. I know that's not the right grammar, but that's how I have to present it to you all. Drew Breeses don't grow on trees. You can get a solid quarterback and put a team around him and find success. Look no further than the San Francisco 49ers. How were they able to take a mid quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo and go to the Super Bowl with him? How were they able to take a mid quarterback in Brock Purdy and go to the Super Bowl with it? But y'all want to tell me that star-studded football elite quarterback performances is the only thing that can save this football team. Now, it would be great in the grand scheme of things. But when you can get guys that are actual playmakers, guys that can actually get it done, get their yards after the catch, put the stiff arm on, become a running back when they catch the football, then you can find yourself some success. And you won't be waiting for a guy to just drop it in a bucket because a guy can go up and get it. How many times did we see Mike T go up and get it? How many times have we seen a 50-50 ball Mike T come down with? How many times do we see Mike T do crosses or slants across the field and turn a 5-yard catch into a 15-yard gain? But y'all want to sit up here and talk about, man, he ain't dropping it in the bucket right. Man, he supposed to put it right here in his hand. Bro, what world do y'all live in? You got 3 seconds to make up your mind before a defender takes your head off. You got 3 seconds before a defender takes your head off. You got to decide if I'm going right here with my hot read, I'm going to go ahead and check it down. In 3 seconds, you might get 4 or 5, depending on your offensive line if they're looking like Detroit. But y'all talking about sitting up here talking about marksmanship. Drew Brees is gone. A 70% completion percentage quarterback is gone. You need playmakers, my guy. This is where you at. This is where you at. I guarantee you, if the New Orleans Saints get themselves some wide receivers that can get yards after the catch, make somebody miss, we are not having this conversation. We're not having this conversation. This is the only thing that's keeping y'all boys alive when y'all talk about this Rattler stance. This is the only thing that's keeping y'all alive. Because he doesn't have the wide receivers that can be able to separate themselves and be able to get yards after the catch and make explosive plays. That's the only thing. So I'm not taking no Rattler slander. None. Seriously. I ain't taking no Rattler slander. This dude is a solid quarterback. He's just the type of quarterback that needs playmakers around him. And that's not a knock. That's not a bad thing. If you got a quarterback that makes good decisions, doesn't turn the ball over, you align him with some playmakers, I guarantee you, we're not having this conversation. We're not having this conversation. I ain't taking no Rattler slander. For real. I ain't taking no Rattler slander. Y'all gonna see a different side of your boy. Because if we're talking about the pecking order of what the heck is wrong with the New Orleans Saints, homeboy like down here somewhere. He like down here somewhere. But y'all don't want to hear that. Because man, look at the other quarterback on the other side of the football. Bruh, I know a lot of y'all from Louisiana. I know y'all seen Keyshawn Boutte play at LSU. I know y'all seen Stephon Diggs play in the NFL for about 10 plus years. They ain't got no scrubs over there. Hunter Henry is one of the best tight ends in the game when he's healthy. It's not like he throwing a scrub you out there. And I also hear this narrative about, oh, the Patriots weren't that good of a defense. You know, they not a really good defense. Man, shut up. Shut up. Like, this team is ninth in the NFL in yards allowed when it comes to stopping a rush. Ninth. They ninth in the league in points allowed. So it's not like they sitting up there like, oh man, these dudes are trash. Like even their defense is like middle of the pack, like 13 or 14 in the league. So this narrative, like, oh man, the Patriots, they just a mid team. Like, nah, you got a good coach in Mike Vrabel. People tend to forget Mike Vrabel had the Tennessee Titans in an AFC championship game, deep run in the playoffs every single year. Dude, a good coach. And his team not as slow. But when you follow narratives and when you look at what other people are saying about a team and don't watch them on your own or see it, of course you're going to sit up here and just say, oh man, the Saints should have beat them. I guarantee you the people that were sitting up here talking about the Saints about to get a win did not watch the New England Patriots all season long. Heard somebody say, oh man, this should be a win, so we're going to win. No. Do your own research. Sit up here and just be putting like, come on, man. We take this stuff and we just run with it. Don't put it in no context. Don't do no research. Oh man, with the Patriots, they weren't that good of a team defensively. Yes, they were. Go and look at their stats. Go look at their stats against the rush. And then here's the thing, folks. If you know you can neutralize the run, you try to set up play action, which Spencer Rattler does pretty well. Who the hell gonna fall for it? Who gonna fall for the play action? Who falling for the play fake? Who falling for the play fake, folks? if I know that if you run the football, you only gonna get about 1 yard, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Why am I falling for the play fake? Don't even get me started on his defense and Brandon Staley. I don't know what in God's name this dude thinking. Defense just looked like they're in shambles, giving up two big plays like in the first quarter. Now, to their credit, they were able to buckle down and they do make halftime adjustments. Problem is, your offense is not good enough to be able to match points because they're still trying to figure it out. So when a team goes up by 11 or they go up by 9, like this offense is not structured to be able to come back. Go back and look at the game. Go look at how Mike Vrabel called the game in the second half. You can win with Rattler 100%. He just needs the right type of supporting cast around him. That's not bad. We can say he played above his draft status and that he's not a quarterback teams are worrying over. Yeah, look, he's the type of quarterback, Aaron. Shouts out to Aaron. He's the type of quarterback that you need pieces around him to win. And that's not a bad thing. Like, everybody is not going to have elite quarterbacks. It's just a fact. The Saints can go right now. Let's just say, okay, man, we're gonna ball up the Spencer Rattler experience, ball up the Tyler Shuck experience. Let's go out here and just get one of these other quarterbacks, right? I don't know. Look, top quarterback, whoever it may be, whoever you want. Let's draft him. It's not a guarantee that guy's going to turn into an elite quarterback. We see quarterbacks get picked in the top 3, top 5 every single year, flake out. Don't live up to expectations. It's a gamble. That is why there's only a few quarterbacks that can call themselves elite in the National Football League. Look around. Who are the elite quarterbacks? You know them. There are way more solid quarterbacks in the NFL than there are elite quarterbacks. And you know them. You see them every single week. You see them every single week. All they have to do is move the receivers around for different plays. Look like two still hot. Rattler not the problem. We failing him on both sides. Ain't no hand holding at Don. His players can't catch. It's simple. How can you watch the game, get mad at these situations, and then turn around when it's all said and done? Man, Rattler didn't do enough. I see how y'all react in real time. Seeing players just whiff on blocks, miss catches, fumble the football, all these things that are happening. No big target in the red zone. Y'all see these things and still come away with the conclusion, man, Rattler ain't did enough today. I mean, we seen him throw the ball to himself last week, and he caught it. You know, so I mean, I don't know, man. Baker is balling, no cap. Absolutely. Baker Mayfield, he's a front runner for MVP right now. So if Houston want Olave, they can use him, and he'll be back with his true quarterback. Yeah, I mean, look, Houston a little bit of a stretch too. Like somebody like Indianapolis if they need him, Baltimore if they needed him. I'm trying to look at teams. Pittsburgh, that's a good spot for him. Miami would be a good spot for him. I'm just thinking about teams that I know. Arizona would be a good spot for him. Like, because they got Marvin Harrison Jr. on one side, Chris Olave on the other. You got your big body target that can get the 50-50 ball, and he's probably going to demand a double team. And Chris Olave could be that other receiver on the other side. Arizona could be that. Los Angeles, the Chargers can be that. Like, they got some teams that fit his skill set. Right now, the Saints are the type of team. Spencer Rattler is the type of quarterback, get the ball out of his hands quick. Right? You need that big target that's going to be able to box out the defender, catch the football, and use that strength in order for him to like get extra yards. Because if you're getting if you got a wide receiver that's like 215, 220, who's guarding him? Probably a cornerback that's maybe 5'10, 5'11, 6 feet if you're lucky, 175, 180 pounds. So that's almost like a 40-pound difference. Like that is an advantage. But we ain't looking at it like that, man. Y'all still sitting up here talking about dropping it in a bucket. And here's another thing. Here's another thing. Drew Brees always had a big target. Look, go back and take a look. Drew Brees has always had a big target that he can rely on in third down situations, that he can rely on in red zone. Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston, Mike T, Brandon Coleman, always had a big body guy. Who is the big body guy for Rattler? Who is it? The Saints, like, since their offense has been that juggernaut over the last 15, 20 years, the Saints always had a big body receiver. Always. Always had a guy they can count on that they can just throw the ball up, catch it. Why they drag their feet on it this offseason, I have absolutely no idea. No idea. I feel like he will only do good if he pairs with a big body. Bro, you got to get them yak getters. Devin, you got to get the yak getters, man. You have got to get the yak getters. That's just what it is. That's how your team is structured. That's how your quarterback play. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. People just have to understand this is an evolving thing for the Saints. It's evolving. You had a quarterback that was all world that can win in adverse situations, and no matter what you put and who you put out there on the field, but you don't have that. So you need a supporting cast around him. You need a defense that can get a stop. You need an offensive line that's going to be able to open up hole for the running back. And you need those wide receivers. Like, that's just what it is. Oh, he needs too much. Well, this is where you at. This is where you at. And if you go out here and you get yourself a rookie quarterback, then guess what? He still have to go through the motions again. So you're going to find yourself in the same situation. Try to hope that quarterback ends up being like C.J. Stroud in his rookie year or Jaden Daniels. But if he struggles, like most young quarterbacks do when they come into the league, you're going to be right back here again having these same conversations. See, this is what y'all don't understand. You're relying on somebody to come in to be what you want him to be. But the reality is most young quarterbacks that come into the league are going to struggle. They're going to struggle, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because they have to figure it out. They have to understand the speed of the game. They got to understand the offensive concepts, the playbook, the audibles, the shifts, the protections. Like I said, you got outliers that come through the league and they just basically come in, they find success early, and they just hit the ground running. But more so than not, you find quarterbacks trying to find their way in year 2 and year 3. That's when the lights start coming on for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, I say that to say this. Don't matter if you're a Rattler fan, don't matter if you're a Shuck fan, don't matter if you're a fan watching mock drafts, you know what I'm saying, or have a mock draft or watching these college quarterbacks play. More than likely, if they come to the New Orleans Saints, they're going to have to try to figure this thing out. And you're going to be right back in the same spot with a different quarterback. Same dance, different partner. Same dance, different partner. Derek, thank you very much for the $5. Says Spencer is putting them in position. He can't catch the ball for them. Olave, Johnson, and Kamara have been dropping passes. Defense isn't helping. Derek, thank you very much for the $2. Says, where is Tipton? He was running back kicks. Did you see how frustrated Spence was? I feel bad for him. Nah, man. Hey, look, it's always a quarterback fault. Like, okay, he dropped the pass. Okay, this guy, he threw the ball to him in the end zone. Ball dropped. Man, Spencer Rattler ain't it, bro. He ain't it. I done seen enough. Okay. All right. And like I said, everybody knows what's best for this football team better than Kellen Moore. Like Kellen Moore out here looking like he wasted a second round pick, but everybody talking about Tyler Shough. Like, you don't think they want Tyler Shough to play? They wanted Tyler Shough to play. Do y'all not understand that the Saints, like the New Orleans Saints, did not believe in Spencer Rattler? They didn't believe he can be this good. They didn't. Why do you think they drafted Tyler Shough in the first place? The fact that Spencer Rattler is playing the way that he is right now is a pleasant surprise to the New Orleans Saints. You are not about to waste a second round pick on a team that needs so much if you believe that the quarterback that was there in the room already is good enough to lead your football team. Spencer Rattler already exceeded expectations. I told y'all at the beginning of the offseason, I said in order for Spencer Rattler to beat out Tyler Shough, he has to make himself undeniable. It has to be like the light has to be completely on from year one to year two. And here we are. The Saints did not believe in Spencer Rattler fully. There's not a Saints reporter, there's not a person inside of that building that can convince me otherwise. Why would you waste a second round pick on a quarterback who is not playing for him to sit on the bench because you did not believe that Spencer Rattler had the capability of being 6 weeks in and have 6 touchdowns and 1 interception, not turning the ball over, not making a bunch of egregious mistakes? You didn't believe that. You thought that, okay, we're going to keep Spencer here. All right, Tyler Shough going to smack him around a little bit in this competition, and Tyler Shough going to be our quarterback. Wrong. Like, just connect the dots, ladies and gentlemen. Connect the dots. We don't want to connect the dots. Think about this, man. This team need everything. We talked about this. We had a bunch of off-season conversations. We had them. What was the conversation like? Man, what do the Saints need? Man, they need everything. I wouldn't be upset whatever direction the Saints going. Offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. We talked about all these things. They could not afford to be wasting their top 3 picks at least on somebody that's sitting on the bench holding a clipboard right there in your face and nobody can see it. And we still pounding the table. Man, we need Shough. We need Shough in the game. They wanted him in. They want him in just as much as you do. But how can you justify it when a guy who was there last year is playing better than the guy you drafted? And they doing right. They doing right because all y'all going to do is the same thing that most of you did with Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler was the Buzz Lightyear. He was the shiny new toy. And nobody really cared that much for Derek Carr. Man, put Rattler in. It's Rat that. It's Rattler time. It's the hashtag the agenda. Man, we need to get this man out here. All of a sudden, he plays in 6 games. Don't matter that they were playing with Scrub U. Doesn't matter when they were playing with Lance Chance U and practice squad wide receivers. Man, he can't get it done. He can't get it done. Who getting it done? Who getting it done with the Louisiana Rec Club? Who doing it? Who getting it done with the Tag Gormley Stadium All-Stars? A bunch of backups who came from the USFL, the XFL, the AFL, whatever FL that you can find. Dude throwing to them dudes. Man, but he ain't getting it done, man. He ain't getting it done. 0-6, 0-6, 0-6, 0-6. Who getting it done? Who getting it done the way that this team is structured? The way that the general manager has squandered the checkbook. Y'all see these things, and y'all still sit up here and blame these players. Y'all still sit up here and look at these players. How in God's name can a team who have egregiously squandered and messed up the checkbook living in this fantasy world like they still got a window open? We see this, we talk about this, and we still turn around and get upset because, oh man, this guy ain't getting it done. How can he get it done? How? How can he get it done, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody please tell me. How can he get it done? When you sitting up here knowing that this team is flawed, when you see that they fired their head coach midway through the season, when you see that they got rid of their offensive coordinator from when Dennis Allen was hired, they got rid of Pete Carmichael. You see that they had aging players, that they needed to go ahead and try to turn the page and get younger. You see these things, and yet y'all still sitting up here talking about the quarterback? Looking at these dudes drop passes, fumble the football, come up short in the red zone constantly. Whiff on tackles on the offensive line. But yeah, we still sitting up here acting as if we legit. This team is not legit, ladies and gentlemen. They're a flawed football team because the general manager squandered the checkbook. And now you out here once again, going back to Dollar General, Family Dollar, trying to find the best that you can possibly find inside the building. Getting guys, signing them to like future contracts who on IR. Who doing that? Who doing it? I tell you who, the New Orleans freaking Saints. And how in the world do y'all fall for the Jedi mind trick where it's one player fault when you don't put nothing around them? Y'all put nothing around them at all. But man, Tyler Shook, put him in. You never know what he gonna do until he actually gets into the game. Bruh, that's your ego talking. That's what you want. And once again, y'all gonna do the same thing to Tyler Shook that you did to Spencer Rattler. We ain't got no quarterback. We ain't got no quarterback. Man, he out here, man, he got happy feet. We ain't got no quarterback. When they got this dude on the bench for a reason. Delusional. Put him out there. Put him out there. Flaws and all. Knowing he probably gonna throw an interception. Knowing he gonna get sacked. Know that he probably gonna, play his way into a sack. Knowing that this dude still needs some preparation. But that ain't good enough for y'all. Put him out there. Put him out there so you can really feel like your team ain't got no hope. And kill this man's confidence before it even starts. Because he's not prepared. This is where you are, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you freaking are. Some of y'all don't like it. Some of y'all new to this. But some of us got dogged. We true to this. Debo to God, thank you very much for the 199. Says Juwan Johnson has to lead the league in drops. Juwan Johnson should have never got that contract, but he's a good guy, so we pay him. The Saints pay him. I don't pay him nothing. Let's see. I know we shouldn't be frustrated with the team losing, but the reason we are is because we are close every game. It would be different if we were the Jets. Absolutely, Trizzy. I said that at the beginning of the show. It's the fact that the Saints have the promise, have the ability to be able to stay lock and step with the creme de la creme of the NFL. And it's probably like one player, maybe two, a missed tackle, a stiff arm, fighting for extra yards that could prevent the Saints from being in the position that they're in right now. You're absolutely right. If the Saints were getting blown out, these shows would be extremely light. They would be extremely light. But the fact that they're actually in this game and it seems like they're getting better, but you know the reason why they can't get over the hump is because the usual suspects that you're counting on consistently drop the ball literally and figuratively. It frustrates you. When your head coach like only had one game to his name as a head coach, and he playing as conservative as I don't know what, playing scared. Dude, you are 1-4 at the time. I'm 1-4. Look, I'm going for it on 4th down. I like, who cares? Like, I'm just being serious. There is nothing that a team loves more. Trust and believe that a coach instills confidence in them. Okay, fellas, I know it's 4th and 3. We going for it. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, coach. Don't get it? Damn. Man, guess what? We let coach down. We ain't get it done. Mike Vrabel going for it on 4th and freaking 7. In his own territory. The disrespect. You know why? You know why he went for it? Because he knew all we need is one big play to separate ourselves for this entire game. They ain't going to be able to recover. That is what Mike Vrabel was doing. But we sitting up here holding our timeouts in our back pocket because Spencer Rattler got said, "Ooh, I don't want them to get the ball back." Who cares? You're 1-4. You exhaust them timeouts. You don't take timeouts into the locker room with you. You're not living in reality. Says R. We will. How will Shuck confidence be messed up? But Rattlers won't. Man, y'all saying anything to keep him on the field, bruh. Rattler has had a larger sample size, understands the speed of the freaking game. You freaking fool. He understands the game. He's played 11 games already. He's played 11 games. He understands the speed. He has a rapport with these wide receivers to a certain extent. He understands the game. He understands it better than Tyler Shuck. Get it through your heads. If Tyler Shuck could beat out Spencer Rattler, they will put him on the field, no questions asked. Man, y'all just saying anything. No, you're just saying anything because you don't want to accept the fact that these coaches understand that the quarterback that they drafted in the second round, they do not want to put him on the field because he is not ready. And the quarterback that is on the field right now is playing solid enough for him to be able, like, if Spencer Rattler was playing like Jake Browning, then I can understand him being on the field. Like, I can understand Tyler Shuck being out there. But the guy is playing solid enough in order for his spot to be solidified. What more do you need to see, dude? But of course, y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see that. How is confidence going to be wavered? Because he's not ready. And they got fans like you who probably going to be switching up, just switching sides, just like everybody else. Switching sides, not giving these guys a chance to develop, not understanding what's going on the field. So if he gets sacked 5 times or throw 2 interceptions or, or look like a rookie should. Oh, he's 26 years old. He should know better. Oh, NFL is different from college football. I don't care how old you are. You still have to understand the speed of the game. Like, I don't understand. I never understood that maturity narrative that people running with. He's 26 years old. He should understand the speed of the game. Gonna be just like everybody else. Yeah, put him in. How it gonna affect his confidence? Because you're gonna have clowns like these people up in here that's up here acting like as if I'm just lobbying for Spencer Rattler for the simple fact I just like him like that, which clearly, if you just think that that's the reason why I'm just up here lobbying for the guy, then you don't know me and you damn sure don't know football. You don't know it. You don't know it. Because I don't sit up here, just be sitting up here lobbying and not call a dude out. This is a dude, like, I'm serious. I'm a guy who has called out Drew Brees for lackluster performances. So you know good and God doggone well. If it came down to it, I'm gonna call it out. I have no reason to sit up here and just like pound and drum for Spencer Rattler. If I felt like he wasn't qualified to be able to help the Saints win a football game. You put Tyler Shuck out there when these coaches know that he probably ain't ready for this moment, and you're gonna be the same situation. You're gonna feel hopeless. I 100% back what Kellen Moore is doing when it comes to Tyler Shuck. Because these loud, know-nothing Saints fans that only just follow the football and don't understand what's going on around them, gonna be loud and wrong as hell talking about Tyler Shuck and how this guy can't do it and he ain't got what it takes. Just like the same folk seen Last Chance U hit the field at the wide receiver position and still sitting up here talking about what Spencer Rattler didn't do last year. Loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. Care what y'all think. I don't care who I lose. I don't care who unsubscribe to me. We're going to keep it 100 here on this podcast. Y'all people, some of y'all are like, like loud and wrong as hell about a lot of stuff. Watch the football. Man, what happened? The ball hit the ground. What happened? No all 22. No nothing. Shouts out to all the all 22 watchers out there that go and get context. Not, long time listener, first time callers. That's where I get mine from. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Man, I've been saying that at the barbershop when I was getting my taper. Hell out of here, man. Hell out of here. What y'all, man, for real. Some of y'all just need to wrap it up, okay? They need to just y'all need to do what some of y'all be trying to tell me to do. Wrap them cords up, put the microphone in the closet, and be quiet. Loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. I can understand, like, bruh, too much Disney watching for me. Oh, man, he on the bench. He ain't did nothing yet. Man, you seen that interview that dude said? He said, man, I'm ready to turn it up. I'm ready to gas it up. Man, you seen them shoes he had? Man, he had on them Jordan cleats. I know he was ready to play and couldn't play dead in a damn Western. Looking good as I don't know what. Wide receiver got 10 yards separation, chasing down the field. He looking like Jason David 3.0 around his mug. Because we know what Jason David 2.0 was. Brandon freaking Browner. But he looked good, though. He looked good. He looked good for that negative yards on that catch. That ball looked good with that visor on. That ball slipped through his hand. Boy, that sleeve that he had on, I mean, it couldn't hold the ball because he fumbled that joint. Y'all talking about. We up here talking about X's and O's, and y'all up here talking about Nikes and Jordans. We are not the same, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about some of y'all. Get in where you fit in. Care what a dude talking about. They supposed to sound like that. It's called PR, ladies and gentlemen. It's called PR. What I supposed to say? Well, I think I can catch the pass. I guess I could. Like if they throw a 50-yard pass to you, think you're gonna catch it? I don't know, man. I might. Probably. That's what they're supposed to say. Man, he might catch it. We might do it. I believe I can do it. I believe I can fly. Y'all talking about, man. What y'all talking about? Don't know nothing. Saying people up here on social media, man, you don't know what you talking about. You don't know what you talking about. Call up. Call up. Man, what I look like calling your show? What do I look like? Like you doing me a favor. If you think that I'm wrong, if you think that I'm sitting up here wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about, call in. If you think that I'm just sitting up here behind a microphone, in front of a camera, and I don't know what I'm talking about, come here and try to test if I know what I'm talking about. We eat, sleep, and breathe this thing. We ain't new to this. We true to this. I don't just watch the football. Some of y'all just watching the football. So if I don't know what I'm talking about, put a face on it, put a name on it. Let's have a conversation. Have a conversation. Well, when Spencer Rattler, if he would have threw the ball this way instead of this way, I mean, I feel like we would have won the game, but he didn't do that. That's why I feel like he ain't the right quarterback for the job. You can't blame everything on the receivers, bro. I can yesterday. I can when it comes to the 0-3 in the red zone. I can when it comes to converting on third down, fumbling the football. I can. You won't, but I can. You won't, but I can. If you want a new quarterback, then just say that, bro. Just say it. Just say you just want a new quarterback. But don't make it seem like Tyler Shuckett just sitting on the bench just collecting dust because nobody want to use him. Y'all gonna be the same folk in here. This dude coming in prematurely, messing up. Y'all gonna be in the same ones in the chat talking about we ain't got no hope. Same ones. Y'all may not want to hear this. Y'all are blinded. Y'all are blinded. Y'all are straight up 100% blinded by the Drew Brees experience. I'll call in. Motivate, I know you'll call in. I know you'll call in. Soon as Jawan caught that ball, I knew he was going to screw up. Baker hasn't won anything. All this Baker elite talk, he needs to get far in the playoffs. These sucks delusional. Look, Baker doing better than what the Saints doing right now. I can tell you that. You taking one game and blaming the receivers. No, I'm talking about several games, dude. I'm talking about over the course. I'm talking about the whole totality of the season. Look, bruh, how many years have these dudes been on the team? How many? How many times have we seen Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and Juwan Johnson? How many times have we seen it? How many times have we seen these dudes? How many? How many times have we seen these dudes drop passes, not come down with the 50-50 ball? Once, like Rashid Shaheed is a burner. Get behind the defense, touchdown, hitting head on the goalpost. We seen it. 87-yard touchdown. This man just went into a completely different gear. Smoked them cornerbacks and safeties. But when it comes to yards after the catch, when it comes to 50-50 balls, no 50-50 ball getters on this football team. This is how this team is structured. They need 50-50 ball getters. They need yak guys. We're not having this conversation. We are not having this conversation. I'm telling you, if Michael Thomas was still in his prime, we're not having this conversation. If Colston was on this team in his prime, we're not having this conversation. We ain't having it. Like, look, it was a great moment. It was a great moment in time when Drew Brees was with them. But this team is not structured that way anymore. You got to know your team. You got to know how to structure this team. You got to know the limitations and the advantages that your quarterback and your team has. Olave been 1,000-yard receiver 2 of 3 years in. And what does that get you? Nothing. No playoff appearances. Nothing. Brandon Cooks had 1,000. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Brandon Cooks had 1,000 yards in the season. Was Brandon Cooks the number one receiver? Lance Moore had 1,000 yards in the season. Was he a number one receiver? Being a 1,000-yard receiver doesn't necessarily mean that you just a true number one. We see second, third, third string wide receivers go for 1,000 consistently. But put them on a team by themselves. Make them that number one guy. I can go into history and show you 1,000-yard receivers go to another team and they still can't generate the results. That don't make you a number one receiver. Being a 1,000-yard receiver don't make you a number one. You throw it just, man, I can pull up a list of guys who have went over 1,000 yards in their lifetime throughout their time in the NFL and put them on the team by themselves, and I guarantee you, they are not their number one receiver. Lance didn't do that. Lance Moore in 2012, he was targeted 105 times, 65 receptions for 1,041 yards. How about 2008? Lance Moore targeted. He had 79 receptions, targeted 121 times for 928 yards. Like I said, Lance Moore went over 1,000 yards in his career, got close to 1,000 yards. You throw the ball enough to a guy, you target him enough, he'll go over 1,000 yards. Was Lance Moore, as much respect I have for Lance Moore, even he would tell you he's not a number one. So like I was saying, you can go over 1,000 yards. That don't mean that you're a number one guy. I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000. Motivate, I feel you on that, but I just want to put this thing into context. You know what I'm saying? One thing led to another. The fact is, you could be 1,000-yard receiver. We have seen this before. We have seen this movie. That don't make you a number one receiver. I'm telling you, being a number one, I've heard this on so many occasions. Not just me talking, from guys who are well respected, who have done it at a high level. They say a number one receiver is not only just stats, it's a mind frame, it's a lifestyle. They tell you this. I've heard this, these guys tell me this. Like, man, he good, but they ain't got that dog in them. You need that dog in you consistently. You need that dog in you, man. You need it. You need it. You need it. You need it. You need it, folks. If you ain't got that dog, if you ain't got that big dog in you, my guy, my ladies, like you are not going to live up to your potential. Good, not like, bruh, dude will thrive. Go over 1,000 yards on another team. The way that this team is structured is not the type of receiver that the wide receiver that Chris Olave is not the type of receiver that this team needs to be at their number one. I heard people talking about 1B. I can see that. I can see it. Number one receiver, big body guy, goes down. Let's target Chris. And he gonna eat. I don't think I look at these wide receivers. I look at him when he went over 1,000 yards. I look at some of the guys that were around him. They had those guys that were like those short intermediate passes with Jarvis Landry, Mike T. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys that can play those possession guys in the middle of the field for you. So guess what? Like Chris Olave could be what Rashid Shaheed is. Go back and take a look at how the Saints were using him during his rookie season. He was the down the field threat. You remember that big time splash play, Andy Dalton to Chris Olave against the Rams? You remember that big time play against the Carolina Panthers a couple of years ago in Carolina when he caught that pass with that one hand snag brought into himself? I'm telling you, like the type of skill set is in the way that he's structured. He is a down the field type guy. He gonna eat like I'm telling you, if he goes to the Steelers, I mean this. If he goes to the Steelers, Chris Olave gonna be eating. Why? Because everybody gonna be paying attention to DK because he demands a double team. He a big body guy, 40+ inch vertical leap, freak of nature. Freak of nature. He is he's a complimentary type guy. Like you need a big body and Chris Olave. Chris Olave can like get behind the defense, run a 4-2. That's what you need. That is what you need. This man has had a trio of mediocre quarterback, Derek Carr, and now Rattler, and he's still productive. He ain't living up to his full potential, bro. Everybody can see that. Everybody can see that, my guy. I'm sorry. Everybody can see it, man. Look, I know you pound the drum for your guy, and I respect it, but man, nobody see it, man. Nobody see it. And let me tell you something, man. If you that guy, you that guy. No matter who throwing you the football. No matter who throwing you the football. DeAndre freaking Hopkins is a borderline Hall of Famer. Somebody please tell me who was throwing him the football. Towards the end of his career, like towards the tail end, like where he at now, he had Deshaun Watson. This man was getting ball from TJ Yates and Case Keenum, still out there going over 1,000 yards. Still out there with double-digit touchdowns. If you're a dog, you're a dog. Mike T had Teddy B, Taysom, Drew. Didn't matter who was throwing him the football, this man coming down with it. Teddy Bridgewater won 5. What he won? 5, 4, 5 games with the Saints. If you're a dog, you're a dog. Don't matter. Don't matter who throwing you the football. Don't matter. Olave still out here. They're getting 1,000 yards. Off how many targets? If I throw over 100 targets to you, you better get 1,000 yards. You better get it. Olave is a broke version of Terry Glenn, another OSU player from the past. Ain't. You ain't stopping Mike T on a slant route. I don't care who throwing. Jake Reed was a number 2 with 1,000 yards. Willie Jackson, number 2 with 1,000 yards. There are more we can name. Look, I can pull a list out. I can pull a list out. Don't forget about Larry Fitz. Yep. If you're a dog, you're a dog, no matter who throwing to you. No matter who throwing to you. No matter who throwing to you. Mike T never played a whole season with any other quarterback but Drew, shaking my head. But we seen Mike T go off with Teddy B. We seen Mike T go off with Jameis Winston. We seen Mike T go off with Taysom Hill. We seen this. We seen it. It didn't stop anything. It didn't stop anything. He still was out there eating, still out there getting 10, 12 catches a game. Didn't matter who was throwing him the football. That is, like, I'm telling you, man, I know you don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear, but look, dude is a good receiver, not a true number, not a true number one. When you look at what a number one is, when you think about a really good number one, dude ain't checking the boxes. Now, we want to talk about being a good receiver. Yeah, I'm with it. But Chris Olave will never, Chris Olave will never be looked at as like how we looking at some of these other guys. Like he won't. He won't be looked at like how you look at Jamar Chase, how you looking at Emeka Ibuka right now, how you looking at Justin Jefferson right now. Like he ain't nah. Really good guy. Like Chris Olave gonna be in the league for a long time. He gonna be just like Brandon Cooks been in the league for a long time. This ain't no number one. It's a dog mentality, man. It's a dog mentality. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, my guy. It's a dog mentality. It's rather you got that dog in you or you don't. We can try to put a square peg into a round hole. 1,000-yard receiver, yes, he is. Play, make a play or two. They'd be like, wow, man, I can't believe he made that catch. Absolutely. Number one, consistently, dog, top 10, looking at him like, man, who the best receivers in the Lobby, no, sir. Who are these dudes in the chat? They must just came around. I don't know, man. I don't know. TJ, this upcoming draft, what wide receiver do you like? I like Boston. I like out of Washington. My boy Chosen put me on. I watched him. That boy dog. Man, they got a couple guys that I look at and like, okay, man, they kind of fit the mold. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Like, if they like 6'3" and up, I ain't looking at them cats. Like, for real, I ain't looking at them. I am not looking at them. Like, if you ain't like fitting that mold where I feel like, okay, you're a 50-50 ball getter, I ain't checking for you. I'm gonna look at this list, guys that I've really just been kind of looking at, right? Like I said, if they ain't fitting a certain description, all right, like Jordan Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Like guys like that, 6'2", 200, right? I'm looking at Brazil, you know what I'm saying? A second, 6'5", 200. Like I'm looking at guys like that. I'm looking at guys that you probably getting, if you want to maybe get a pass run in the first round, probably be there for you late round. I'm looking at big body receivers. That's who I'm looking at. Carnell Tate, 6'3". Denzel Boston, Denzel Boston, 6'4". These are the guys I'm looking at. Throw a Chris Bell off in that joint. If you ain't scraping the sky, if you ain't scraping the sky in NFL standards, we good. We good on the scat backs. We good on the scat backs. What's up, Chosen? So with that logic, you wouldn't want Antonio Brown because he isn't big enough. Nope, I would not. Nope. 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 I would not. Not the way the team structured. And I like how you tried to bait me in. This talent, yes. Yes. If Chris Olave had the talent and had that dog mentality like Antonio Brown had, we were not having this conversation. It's not only just about catching passes, it's about having that dog mentality too. It's about having that dog mentality too. And you talking about Antonio Brown and Chris Olave not even in the same stratosphere when it comes to like what I think about a number one receiver is. Yeah, I mean, look. I mean that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted me to say. That's fine. So you can go ahead and loop that. He said he wanted Antonio Brown. Make sure you put it into context. I said based on what the New Orleans Saints actually the way that they're actually structured right now. No, I would not. No, I would not. The way that they structured. You sound crazy. Okay, bro. I gave you what you want. I gave you what you want, my guy. Yeah, I'm crazy. He said, man, the reason why I don't watch what he be talking about, he said he didn't want Antonio Brown. Okay, dude. Put into context, which most of y'all don't. Let's see, TJ, what I tell you a long time ago, and you told me no, I told you Olave needs that Diggs mentality, that I'm him mindset. Look, I think that you need to have a dog mentality. I think you need a dog mentality. You coming down with the football by any means necessary. That used to call him crazy TJ. Now they call Batman. Look, dude, you can say whatever you want, man. You can try to twist in my words. You can try to make it seem like what I'm saying is smaller receivers are not elite, because that's what you're trying to make me sound like. That is not what I'm saying. But take whatever you want to take from this conversation. Yeah, you know better than me, bro. Like, congratulations. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. You want to cook it, bro? You want to cook it? You want to cook it, man? That's what he wants. Let me put his comments up on the screen. That way, so he can share it with his family and friends and be like, man, look, he said they ain't want Antonio Brown. Make a Buka too small. Make a Buka too small. There, okay, bro. Now you got something you can share with your friends. Now you have something you can share with your family and friends, bro. AB shouldn't be compared to Olave. LOL, of course. I want AB. He doesn't drop the ball and he gets yards after the catch. I mean, look, man. Look, I'm all for people trying to, I'm all for people trying to create, let's get it. I didn't want to twist anything. I asked you a question based on your comments. Nah, you're trying to twist my words. Nah, bro, you're just trying to twist my words. Boy, you sensitive. Yeah, I'm crying, bro. I'm crying. I'm hurt. I'm hurt, man. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. I'm hurt, bro. Bruh, thank you. Thank you, dog. I'm so hurt. Man, bruh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do at 1:52 Eastern Standard Time here today. Because Nate 3372 757, whatever the hell that means, telling me that I'm sensitive. Okay, bruh. Like I said, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you out. You ain't helping me out. Because I ain't never seen you up in the joint. I do this show for the people that been in the joint. They know where I stand. They know how I keep it. Don't even know who you is. Why would I be sensitive about somebody that I'm probably gonna forget as soon as this show over? I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's time to put the rookie in to see what he's got. Who knows? He might win more games than Rattler. Who knows, man? Who knows? Can't see the forest for the trees. Don't worry about it, TJ. They'll get it sooner or later. I remember that name. Look, I don't. I don't. I don't. Build another Rattler. Or build around Rattler, excuse me. Who is this goofy Nate? I don't know who. I don't know, man. I mean, he got what he wants, ladies and gentlemen, man. Let's just give him some screen time, man. So he can go back and tell his friend, man, I was on this show, and this dude, he don't know what he talking about. Man, he said that he wouldn't even want Antonio Brown. No context. When I said that you being a number one wide receiver is having a dog mentality. Don't matter the shape nor the size, but I also these are two separate type of situations that we're talking about here. The way that the Saints are structured right now, they need themselves a big body receiver to be that dominant number one, to get the 50-50 ball. Two things can be true in what I'm saying right now. When you combine them together in one big bunch, yeah, it sounds like I'm delusional. He trying to get known, TJ. He a clown and a troll. That boy need help, especially BG from 335. Shout out to Lafayette and them. I ain't taking that. Like I've been too humble around this joint. Like I'll be letting people look, I'm all for people sharing their opinion and views and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. I don't care. I do not care. But I ain't taking no more disrespect. Y'all gonna put some respect on my damn name. I work too freaking hard to do what I'm doing right now for some people that didn't want to be in a chat and be relevant and try to clout chase and try to make, man. I see it all the time. Man, look what I said right here. Man, he said this and I said that. Like, man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. We ain't taking no more disrespect, man. We ain't taking no disrespect. You better come with it. Nah, bro. Y'all don't try to try to flip my words and try to make it seem like I'm out here sounding crazy with it. So I'm gonna get crazy. Y'all want to get crazy? I'm gonna get crazy with you. Two or more players you bench and who you replace them with, that's on this team that could be better us a little. Thank you, son of God. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, bro, we done with you, dog. You can watch from the sidelines now. People playing slow. They know what you mean, TJ. Yeah, we done over here, bro. We done. We done. Everybody in the chat grown. Everybody can say what they want. Just because you have an opinion, don't make it right, no matter who you is. Says Marlon Jackson. Everybody in the chat is grown. Everybody can say what they want. Just because you have your opinion, don't make it right. And it don't make your opinion right either. It don't make your opinion right either. Especially when you're telling me that a quarterback with six touchdowns, one interception, and a 70% completion percentage isn't good enough and he needs to sit on a bench. Hell yeah, I'm going to defend that. And yeah, and I'm going to say that you sound stupid. Yes, I am going to say that. Yes, I am. I am going to say that. You sound like a moron. I'm going to say it. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want in the chat. But just know this. I don't have to read your ish. But I do it because I do it for the kids, man. I do it for the kids. I do it like I said, man. We ain't taking no disrespect off in this joint. TJ, bro, that wasn't even with you. Okay, if it wasn't for you, Marlon, I apologize. All right, I apologize. We are grown in this thing, but we gonna keep it a buck. Okay, we gonna keep it 100 here. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Like I ain't did no shows I think yesterday was the first I did like a week. I'm turned up. I'm tired. I'm tired of this nonsense that people be talking. When they talk about this quarterback, when they talk about the quarterback play, acting like that's the only problem on this team, when in reality, this team is just not good. TJ finna make his heel turn, and I'm here for it. Yeah, man, I'm man. I ain't about to let these boys do your boy Rattler like this, man. I'm not. I ain't about to let these dudes do Rattler like that. I am not about to let these boys do this bad like that. I ain't about to sit up here and act like I ain't watching football. I agree. I agree with that. Chase, I agree with that. That's the reason why, that's the reason why he don't exist in my world anymore, man. Stop focusing on this year. We need so much help everywhere. One player won't make a difference. 100. If you ain't down with the rebuild, you can dip out and don't come back. I had a bag and won't do that again. You ain't lying. I ain't putting nobody bag on. No bag. No Swagman bag, no Kroger bag, no Rouse's bag, none of that. None of that. It's a rebuild, and we all understand that. But the frustrating thing about it is when you're in these games, when we can see the potential, and you still out there looking like straight up coleslaw, losing football games, fumbling the bag, yes, we are going to get upset about that. Let's see. TJ is not. Stop that. I don't know what. I'm telling y'all. If you don't like the show, change the freaking channel. I mean it. I mean it. You don't like the show, change the channel. I don't sit up here, man. Please watch me. If you enjoy the content, hit that like button. If you want to stay here and keep it real and 100, hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. If you don't want to be here, people unsubscribe every day, B. People unsubscribe every day, B. If when the team doing good, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk about the bright spots, but we also gonna talk about what's wrong with this football team right now too. I need Kellen Moore to curse some of the players out like Sean Payton used to do. Assist somebody on a bench. Assist somebody on a bench. That's a start. That's a start. Drake May wasn't good last year. Now look at him. They're building around him. It takes time. Absolutely. TJ, who that records was saying you scared of the truth? You scared of the truth. Man, who that records? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Oh yeah, that's the dude that I constantly gave the phone number to and never shows up. And then he gonna try to backtrack and act crazy and start talking about bring Jake Hayner in the game because he wanted people to believe that he was just trolling because he knows for a fact if he was to call this show, I would eviscerate his ass on air in front of everybody. That's the guy we're talking about, right? That I would embarrass him with my football knowledge compared to his. So he backtracked and moonwalked like Michael Jackson at the 25th Motown anniversary and started talking crazy out his head, talking about Jake Hayner. Nah, bro, you talking about Jake Hayner because you don't want to step up. That's the reason why. You don't want to step up. You don't want stomp with the big dogs. You don't want to do that. You don't want to call in. See, I know what these trolls is, man. I know what y'all be doing. Y'all want to be red. Y'all want to fire me up. And then when I put that number out, when I set that number out, y'all don't show up. I called you on your bluff yesterday. I put the number, I put the link in the chat. And the only reason I ain't doing that right now is because I'm about to go pick my son up in about 5 minutes. I gave you an opportunity. I gave a lot of these trolls, these scaredy cats that hide out in tweets on Twitter and on X or whatever you want to call it, opportunities to step up and state their claim. Shouts out to Motivated. We don't agree, but at the same time, I respect that man for coming through. Man stood on business. Respect the hell out of him for that. But the rest of these people out here, come on, step up. If I don't know what I'm talking about, step up. If I don't know football, come in and try to find out. Come in and find out. Gonna be a first round knockout. Gonna be Mike Tyson and 80 on your ass. There have been a lot of drop balls and fumbles. It's not just the quarterback, the team as a whole. It's a whole team. Like it's not an easy fix. It's not an easy fix. It's not an easy fix. It's gonna take more than that. You shout me out and then tell me you don't know me. I don't know you as Nate 337 to 757. So no, I do not. No, I do not. Okay. All right. If you motivated, then okay, shouts out to motivated, but Nate, I don't know. I don't know who Nate is. And honestly, like you was motivated when the show. Oh, wait, hold on. I could be wrong. Wait a minute. So you were motivated right here, right? You were motivated right here, but then I want him to know who the hell I am. Now all of a sudden I'm Nate. Oh, come on, man. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? You know, like who are you? So let me get off here and come right here. Like, come on, man. No, nah. I'm like, man, hold on, wait a minute. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, man, we going to get Baines Jr. TJ with it, man. Look, bro, look. I didn't want people staying on business. I didn't want people to stand. I didn't want people to stand on business, man. That's all I want. I want people to stand on business. Motivated, stood on business. All right, Nate, I don't know what the hell going on here. I don't know what's going on, man. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this team is flawed. They flawed, man. They flawed, man. They flawed. Let's see. The worst time for the Titans to fire their head coach is now. Vrabel and the Patriots are coming to town, and Vrabel will want his revenge game. Well, homeboy is terrible. One of the worst coaches in the league next to Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn is a college coach. I think with the rah-rah and all that other stuff, you know, I think that's more some college stuff. You know, like I just think that his energy is like that college energy. All right, so this is breaking news. The Titans have parted ways with head coach Brian Callahan, which they should have done. Dude is terrible, and to be quite honest with you, I'm surprised it took this long. I'm surprised it took this long, man. Titans looking like mere shells of themselves. And now, trust and believe, Mike Vrabel about to try to put 50 on them boys. TJ, please come back after you get packed, man, and do another show tonight. Look, the only show we doing tonight. If y'all won't mess with your boy, holler at me on the Monday Night Football watch along on the state of NFC. State of the NFL. State of the NFL. We can talk some more. We can chop it up. We can do all that stuff. All right. But like I said, at the end of the day, look, I told y'all, man, look, I worked too damn hard for people to just be sitting up here acting like I'm just out here trolling. Y'all may not agree with some of the things I'm saying, but I'm me. I'm TJ freaking Jones at the end of the day. And you may not like what I'm saying because I'm hurting your feelings because I'm talking about your little football team. But this is my little football team too. But we're going to keep it 100 on this podcast. We're going to keep it 2,000 on this podcast. You doing what he wants you to do, TJ, giving him energy and giving him a platform. Well, I'm glad to give people a platform. That's what we all here for. That's what this was what this show was designed for. Like, because at the end of the man, I want to make this very clear, Chase. I appreciate it. I appreciate you with the cooler head. But when I get off this live, when I'm finished doing videos, I'm Paxton's dad. Shouts out to my wife. I'm Ashley's husband. I promise you, I don't think about nothing else other than that. Like, I don't. It don't change my feelings or views about how I think of myself or this platform at all. right? I give my opinion. Shouts out to the people that's kind enough to drop through, slide through, and give their opinions. Y'all kicking behind doing that, and I respect that. Whether I agree with it or not. But somebody telling me that I'm wrong, somebody telling me, you don't know what you're talking. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna defend myself when I'm on my platform. Because a lot of people just feel like I'm just a troll, which I take like that's the biggest that's the most offensive thing a person can say to me. Anybody that's ever met me in person, I'm me. When we talk football, I'm saying the same stuff. I'm talking the same way. That's disrespectful. Like that's where it comes to disrespectful in. Let's see. King Chosen one became a YouTube. Well, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, King. Who that records, bro? Like I said, man, come on, dog. Come on. I already exposed you, dog. I already exposed you, man. I already exposed you. And if I'm a clown, why would I like if I feel like a person a clown and I don't like clowns, then why am I hanging around the circus? Why am I hanging around the circus? You're here you're on every platform that I'm a part of. So I must be doing something right. I ain't never kick it like, man, I don't like that dude, man. He a clown. Like, okay, why are you here, PT Barnum? Why are you here, PT Barnum? That's all I want to know. You must be part of Universe Soul Circus too. I mean, look, we must be doing some bomb things at this circus. We got the trapeze artists out here. We got the lion tamer. You know what I'm saying? We spit fire and flames out our mouth. We got the flippers out here. I said it must be a bomb circus. If I'm the clown, I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be a clown. Welcome to the show. But I can't find a bigger clown in the business than somebody that calls somebody a clown and still hanging around the circus. I'm just saying. What's happening, PT Barnum? We here, man. We up in the building, man. Y'all gonna stop playing with your boy. All right, y'all gonna stop playing with him.
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh my God.
Man, shouts out to the after show boys.
Shouts out to them after show boys. Shouts out to them after show boys. They be tweet and be post, they be tweet and be post, they be tweet. Yeah, them after show boys. They be tweet and be post, they be tweet and be post, they be tweet. Yeah, them after show boys.
After show boys, after show girls, all y'all out there. Even Who That Records. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for being here, man. TJ said, I got time. Look, I got plenty of time. I told y'all, man. I took a break. I'm back. I took a break. I'm back. Y'all won't smoke? Guess what? I can hear the smoke alarm right now. You won't smoke? I'll give it to you. And I'm telling y'all right now, like I said, once I leave this platform, that's a wrap. When I leave this platform, it's a wrap. They ain't thinking about nothing, nobody. Man, you ain't this, you ain't that. You ain't this and that. Bruh, who at the NFL Combine giving y'all wall-to-wall coverage? Not, you know what I'm saying? Who at the Combine asking your number one draft pick this?
Yes, sir. I met with the Northern Saints.
All right. What was that experience like?
It was great. Yeah. Kind of came in. They kind of threw a couple of their schemes at me, and I had to learn it. And I feel like it went good. I was able to pick it up pretty fast. Any questions they asked me, I was able to respond well back to it. So it was a great meeting.
What do you think? That's your number one. That's your number one draft pick. Put your video out. You can't. Sit back and enjoy the show. Sit back and enjoy the show. I'm all at the NFL Combine, giving y'all wall to wall, talking to different players, trying to create content for the everyday Saints fan. No fluff, from the city, born and raised, Ninth Ward representative, Lorraine Hansberry Elementary, Charles J. Colton Middle, Frederick Douglass, with a mix of Carver Senior High School, freshman year at Dillard University, about as New Orleans as a high side on fridge and a bus ticket, giving it to y'all every single week. Yeah, you about to put some respect on my name. About to put some respect on my name. Pull up your highlights of talking to Calvin Banks. Put up your highlights talking to Ashton Genty. You can't. So enjoy the show. Them boys act like you just jumped off the porch. Bruh, we true to this up in here. Shouts out to all the people out here that seen the grind. No camera. No camera. We towards the end of the show. No camera. Using my iPhone 10. Recording. Finding pictures that coincide with what I'm talking about for Saints topic. Went from that. Now y'all better leave me alone, man. Y'all better leave me alone. And y'all better come with it. We ain't out here just out here just spectating. We ain't out here just playing aside, man. I think, I feel. Nah, bro. We had Zach Streif on the show. Jamar Bushrod on the show. Jari Evans on the show. Steve White several times on the show. 2-time Super Bowl champion Brian McFadden. Go ahead and look at the list. I got the playlist for you. Be kind and rewind. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name today. My guy Ross Jackson. Shouts out to him. We ain't just fall off no turnip truck. We embedded in this thing. We've been bleeding black and gold from head to toe, from the depths of our soul since I can remember. My grandmother, 1967. 1967, been repping the Saints. Since the expansion, put that love inside your boy. Listening to the Saints on the radio. Recording the game in the first half on a VCR because my grandfather a pastor. So I can watch the first half, even though that team probably beating the brace off the Saints, but we in that thing. Y'all gonna leave me alone. Y'all gonna leave me alone. What my day ones? I see my boy Chosen in there. I see my boy Jerry in there. I see my boy King Arthur in the building. They seen it. They seen the grind. Shouts out to my boy Chosen showing up when we was going live for Bleacher Report at the Lil Easy. See, those are the people that show love and people that I respect. Not these people out here that just talk about, man, you don't know what you talk about. Watching episode 1650. Man, miss me with that. TTFP35, thank you very much for the $50. Said, TJ, I just sent your message is out. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And look, man, much love to you. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Thank you for that. Really do appreciate that. Shouts out all the day ones out there. And even if you came in 1,700 in, still respect you. Love, man. Love. But we about to go ahead and get up out of here. Like I said, I got to go pick up my son. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, look, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff out there. Saints just need to kind of revamp things. They need to stop shooting themselves in the foot. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations. Defense needs to start off hot. And, you can make this thing interesting. The next game is against the Chicago Bears. Pretty sure that's going to be a Dennis Allen revenge game. He's going to have his defense hunting out there. Saints are going to have to bring it if they want to be able to win this football game. But trust and believe, Dennis Allen going to want to embarrass the New Orleans Saints with bringing in that defense. Hopefully the Saints will be ready. And hopefully, they can be able to not shoot themselves in the foot and be competitive in a game. Maybe put a little pressure on Caleb Williams where he's just not out there just torching them boys like the last couple of first-round top 5 picks have done. Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and hopefully Caleb Williams won't be added to that. So there's that. But I appreciate everybody. Much love to you. Thank you for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Please, pretty please, with Sugar on top. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button. If you didn't like what I said, too bad. Still hit that subscribe button, because if you're still here, must have been entertained by something that I said. Previous episodes available right here on YouTube. You can check out my daily Saints content on Bleacher Report. Yes, this scrub of a guy is on Bleacher Report every single day and doing post game for the New Orleans Saints throughout the 2025 season. You already see it. This show is brought to you by MyBookie. Make sure that you download the MyBookie app. You can get a $500 buy-in option by using the promo code Saints. All right, you can bet on your favorite games. You feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Atlanta Falcons tonight? I feel like they will. Go ahead and place that bet. And if you feel like the Atlanta Falcons are going to win, you're probably delusional, but you can place your bet right there too. All right, make sure that you do that. Much love to you. Shouts out to all the people out there in the chat. Shouts out to all the people at home. Hopefully, you all will be back again. If this is my last time seeing you in the chat, safe travels. And until next time, all I got to say is, who that?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who that?